So I get rammy sometimes, especially when I'm in a hurry. I busted something. I'm going to show you how I fixed it. So I broke that little vacuum nipple off of this vacuum reservoir for my duster. It just provides a little extra vacuum in reserve to operate my heater controls. I think this only came on the AC equipped cars, if I'm not mistaken. But anyways, drove the car to work the other day. Got anyways, big deal. Long story short, I thought I had a leak in the vacuum gauge system, which turned out not to be. And in an effort to just quick on the side of the road try and fix it, I busted this nipple off. So I'm going to show you how I fixed it. Now, to start with, I just cleaned it up as good as I could and evened out the base portion of it so that I can glue something to it. Big thing to be clean. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue it in place, and then I'm going to put some kind of epoxy around it to make it as sturdy as possible, because it's like this is going to have to be tough enough to last. I don't want it just breaking off again. So this is kind of a fix-all vacuum tee that you can sort of cut to work with whatever the heck you might need. Picked it up in the good old Dorman help aisle in my local Canadian Tire store. I just love that place. I buy some kind of neat super fix thing every time I'm there, and this one's going to help me out today. What I ended up doing is just cutting the end of it off. Now, normally, the way this thing's supposed to work, you'd throw the piece away that I'm going to use and say use the rest, but that's going to be just about perfect to glue in and fix my screw up here. So I took some sandpaper and scuffed up around there to make sure the adhesive, the epoxy is gonna have something to bite into. Might not make sense right now, but when you see my plan on what exactly I'm gonna do, it'll make sense. Now what I did is I just glued that in there with some Permatex instant adhesive. It's the same as Loctite 404, made by the same company. I'm pretty sure it's just in a different package, and it works really well. The only thing I am going to do, just because you never know when differences in plastics and blah blah blah, because there's room and because it's in a real nice well like this, I'm going to goob a whole bunch of two-part epoxy in there just to make sure this thing holds on really good. That's the last thing I need, is it busting off going down the highway on the way to the No Name Nationals or something stupid like that. So there it is. After I tacked it in with the super glue and basically filled that well up with adhesive of the two-part epoxy to like probably a quarter inch above where the nipple holds. I just checked it, and I've still got free flow of air through it, so it's not like I gummed up my passages, which is something I was kind of concerned about. But we're going to let this dry, and I really do think this is going to be a really good fix. Glad I was able to fix it, because gee, I don't know where I would have been able to find another one of these. I've got probably two of everything for the whole AC system except this piece. So anyway, hope you might have got something out of that. I used some pretty good products here. So these are the two products I ended up using. It's just that Ultra Bond, like I said before. It's just like, I'm sure it's the exact same thing as 404 Loctite. When I glued it on there and let it sit for a few minutes, it held super well. It's not like I tried to break it off, because I didn't, but I'm not sure how much strength that it would have had just like that. Anyway, just for security and safety sake, I dumped this 5-minute epoxy on there. It's self-mixing. If you look at this piece, it's like a little I can't get that to, it's like a little screw flighting, and it mixes the two pieces in, and I was just able to goob it in there nice and thick. I've used this stuff in the past. Actually, I used it on a handlebar guard on my daughter's snowmobile. And same thing, I goobed it in nice and thick because you're not able to see it where I put it. And it held really well. It held at minus 25 when we were driving the thing, and it worked out real good. I used about half of it. I guess it was about $8 or $9 Canadian, so probably $2 US. But anyway, it's going to be a real good permanent fix. Well, I hope that helps you. Whenever I find a product that I think's a really good product, I like to share because a guy buys something like a super glue or a two-part epoxy, and you really never know for sure what you're getting. But these are real good quality pieces as in my experience. So I hope you got something out of that. Thanks for watching.